Good morning, traders. Z with MarketWizards.com and eMiniWizard.com. Reminding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose if you're playing this game. It's a risky business, but with some education and some experience, this is a business and it should be treated as such. All right, let's take a look at a few charts. Looking at side by side yesterday's range and the overnight range, and we have suggested that this post down here at 24.75.25, that is our aggressive stop. And if you would like to play pre-market, we said the convenient trade is morning after trend day, going with yesterday's trend with no thought about it taking out the high. Just trying to get back towards that 38, which is the year's middle, and test that. And then obviously good fortune above if we can get up and close the gap from yesterday. Sometimes we expect too much on both sides, and I think that may be the case this morning. So I'm going to think about the morning after trend day going with yesterday's flow, but not with it being a powerhouse. I think we've got stolen range from the big push yesterday. And if this breaks, then obviously we're going to use the next level down here as key support back in that 15 area. So if we break the 25s, and then I'm going to suggest 22s are next logical support before that 15. And the goal today is see if there's anything left in the push upside. Here's our weekly chart. We can just see how vicious this trade was yesterday, and I think it's stolen some of today's range. Not looking for a killer trade upside today, and I'm really not looking for a plunge downside either. So I think we've got stolen range based on yesterday's fireworks. Nevertheless, we're going to look at that 15, 16 area as key support, as we've noted. That's going to be right back here. Normally, you've got to get through that box before you can even think about coming down to the next one. So for today, we're going to use these two boxes. Going to remember, last week's high just above us. Point or so above us, key resistance for now. We said that yesterday. All right, let's use 48 resistance. Anybody wants scalp short side? So that trade is played out at the end of the day. Come backwards and do some backing and filling. This chart interests me. It's the monthly chart. And we can see a trend line, a downtrend line we're looking at. Also looking at the box that we're in from 46 to 22s. So that's the basis of 22, a backup support for 25 right now. Because that's the middle of this pipe, right? And obviously in the future days, we will also be monitoring this box, which goes back and would be testing the breakout at 98 and last year's high. So for now, forget about that. Just focus on the box that we are in. And we'll take it step by step. It's the only thing we can do. Yearly, we can see that we have held the 26.85, 75 box and shot through yesterday's big push, came back up, and these were all black bars. So anytime we do that, we can go through any of these. So there's not a lot of support or resistance built up in between, and eventually we'll start to come back and harmonize in these areas. Same thing up here. The goal of the longs really is to take out these tails right here. So I do think that we need to be mindful that there still may be some upside left, try to bump stops before reversing and coming back. But for now, those are resistance highs that need to be overcome by the longs. And primarily we are inside this box. That 38 is a natural pivot, obviously. So I'm going to keep an eye on that going forward. The 4-minute chart that I had on yesterday, you could just see how well this was working. I'm going to drop it back today to a 5. Give us a little bit more room to let that on our normal chart play out. It was a little bit faster. I started with 3 and then I migrated to the 4. And you had the right to do that. I mean, you adjust the charts to fit the tempo of the move. So I found that very helpful yesterday. So I'm going to put it on the 5. We're going to keep an eye, obviously, on this 27, 28 area. Should be a key support first time back. And obviously inside the day's high, that's our resistance, yesterday's high until broken. Very helpful chart yesterday. And once this move starts, you've got to expect that you're going to get some chop, and you wait for the averages to kind of catch up and push. And 30-minute chart. Note how we held this platform right here, right? Push. We'd called the other day that 52's support and 64's support. And then obviously yesterday, scene of the crime, we'd said 82 support. And then scene of the crime, the bust out. So try to remember those levels, because on the way back down, those will be important retests. We've had a very good week, and truth be told, as I said in the notes, if you've had a good couple of days, don't be so anxious to do a lot of anything today. Find a trade you really like, hit and run, add a couple of bucks to your account. But you know, the traders that are always looking for home runs, you're not going to get days like yesterday every day. So curb your expectations. And we do have some work to do again, and it may be a day or two before we come back and start to retest this breakout bar. And then remember the scene of the crime at 95, 96 area. I'll be opening up in a minute or two. We'll keep looking at some charts as we go. Angels and demons. Right in the middle at this 36 area, 31 is our angel, 40.5 is our demon today. And I would be thinking today, any add-ons have to stand on their own merit. You cannot just, think today's going to be a carbon copy of yesterday. That's the most dangerous way to think. And we can see the basis of a couple of levels back has held so far this morning. And now we're attempting. So realistically, we are in this box from yesterday's range right now. And the half gap trade will be playing out. Let's assume within a minute or so, if we open up in here at 38 to 42, so 40 area is going to be the half gap probably. And we're going to look for evidence today of perhaps a little distribution. I'm not looking for a big punch upside. If we get it, we get it. But I'm going to be more apt to fade the extremes on either side. And I do think we can take out both sides of the overnight range. That's certainly a possibility today. Conservative traders, if you have already played for the gap and half gap, make sure you are paid by the open.